I'm Dave Daly with MobileDeviceTV.com. We're here today at Sprague High School. It is their Career Expo, the first ever, coordinated by the Willamette Education Service District. I have with me here Drew Hinds. He is a coordinator with Willamette Promise. And Drew, for audiences, how Willamette Promise executes on a specific outcome for students in high school. Share the audiences the great things that are happening with you and the whole team at Willamette Promise.
So teachers participate in Willamette Promise through professional communities. Those communities meet 3 or 4 times a year and attend a summer institute. These are teachers in biology, chemistry, writing, computer science. And those teachers have the chance to interact with teachers that teach their subjects. But as you see today, there's a connection those teachers have to an actual career. A career pathway where some of the things like the writing skills, the math skills, science, the computer science and application skills that they're developing in high school can actually play out in an industry as they get a job.
Yeah. And to you administrators and teachers who want to engage these new exciting projects with Willamette Promise, what should a teacher do or administrator do to connect with you and the team there so they can be channeling on all these efforts you're making to empower them to strengthen their kids' options in their future?
So the standards and assessment process, where the standards that are college level standards are developed, is a part of the professional community. So the first thing you should do is contact the Willamette Promise, the ESD's website, wesd.org/Willamette Promise. And on that front page, they'll be able to find how to register for the Summer Institute. When they register for the Summer Institute, it's the first of the 4 PLCs that occur during the year. They're trained on the standards, and they have faculty, college-level faculty with our partners, OIT, Corbin, Western Oregon University, who lead the professional communities of teachers because the target is college-level standards.
Yeah.
And so the high school teachers, in the context of their course, need to layer on top of that course the college-level standards, the proficiencies and the skill sets that they're seeking to get the students to.
Yeah.
If the students meet those proficiency standards, they can earn college credit.
Yeah. And you know, we have some interviews with some high school faculty who've talked about having been through the process 1 to 2 years now and how much it's helped them be better teachers. And that's so exciting of rounding out, and we're all working in concert to get these kids ready. It's a big undertaking, and we have administrators, we've got the decision makers over our entire educational process statewide empowering the WESD with these exciting opportunities. And in closing here, Drew, with the digital promise, one of these specific outcomes for computer science is going to be coming to the state of Oregon, the statewide, and some very focused projects. Share what exciting projects is about to be kicked off.
So the Oregon Department of Education was asked by the Oregon legislature to facilitate a grant award process for the digital promise, was a part of that. It's a CTE innovation grant. It's 1 year, and it provides an opportunity to train teachers on how to be computer science teachers. So we're going to be seeking out throughout the state, as you mentioned, a growth of computer science teachers. These will be middle school and high school teachers that are currently teaching math, science, social science, or from a different another organization recently, and has been through a teacher training program that would like to become a computer science teacher. We're broadening the net for computer science teachers throughout the state so that more than just a handful of schools and school districts can offer a full suite of courses around computer science and digital literacy. And
let's talk about, we call it computer science. What are some of the outcomes that these students potentially could go on to right out of high school and be trained or at least know the basics of some very up-and-coming industries that are underserved? We're having to bring in engineers from India, and I believe that this effort is to get our kids ready so they can then be down these paths, not saying they're able to write software tomorrow, but that we're giving them the basics in writing software for the gaming industry. Is that not one of the industries we're trying to support?
So one of the outcomes for the Digital Promise program is to train up teachers, bring along more computer science teachers, a growth in approved programs of study in computer science. The other outcome is to train teachers. There will be 7 regional workshops throughout the state where about 7 or 8 strands will be offered. This is a chance for a teacher to experience the curriculum that their students will be learning.
Yeah.
And so the teacher spends 2 or 3 days in a concentrated period of time learning about game design, robotics, database design, web design, engineering, 3D printing. The strands will be very relevant to the courses that are specifically offered throughout the state in maker spaces and 3D printing and coding classes, where students are introduced to some of the concepts that are foundational to the next generation of coders. You know, we've got to start, in order to get students to the varsity team, we've got to teach the 4th and 5th graders the offense early on so that they're going to have a chance to experiment with and think about themselves as a designer or as a computer programmer, and then develop some of those skills and hone them in their high school experience.
Well, these choices of empowering this new medium of education is so 2016, it's so state of the art. All you teachers, when you were back getting your degrees in teaching, some of these new technologies weren't even available for you to be certified in. And they're really bringing a 2016 filter, summarizing it, giving you the skills now to be able to answer those questions as students are coming into your classroom saying, hey, I want to be this. I want to be trained for that. And it's exciting that the educational leaders, our advisory board at the WSD, has been on board in empowering this program so that we can give you teachers the skills to answer those questions and tell that student, yes, you can be a game code writer. I'm learning about those skills, and stay tuned in the near term. Right in these classrooms, we're going to be grooming you for these careers of tomorrow. It's pretty exciting, and for you to be out there on the front lines engaging these communities, what are you hearing on the street about the interest of these teachers to get hooked up? And also don't forget that there's a financial stipend to support them in that choice as well.
So teachers are being honored with a stipend, as you mentioned, to participate in the professional communities because it does represent extra work. Teachers oftentimes burdened with extra responsibilities, duties, and new standards without compensation. And at least in this case, the participation in PLCs, which are part of their work as a teacher, they're compensated for participating in the professional communities and coming to a summer institute, and then overlaying those standards in their traditional course. Also, the Oregon Digital Promise, the ODP program, that also will, for this next year, offer a stipend to teachers who choose to participate in a professional community around robotics or game design or web design or engineering. It provides them, again, it honors their time in participating in something new, something that's a little bit different, that's going to cause some extra work, but it's the right thing to do for kids.
Well, and I'm sure that it's going to increase a teacher's resume as they go on in their educational career. Having a late, modern, updated certification or something down an avenue to teach those students could open up doors, don't you think?
Dual credit always opens the door for teachers as they look to offering more classes. And so teachers that are maybe young in their career, a chance to teach dual credit might lead to their interest in continuing down a path that's going to allow more dual credit being offered at their high schools.
So should someone want to connect with you, Drew, how do they do that?
Again, the www.wesd.org is a good place to start. Right in the center of the page, you'll find information about Willamette Promise, and more information will be upcoming. We have sections for Willamette Promise students where they understand how to register initially for the program, how to register for credit, and there's more information and videos on that. WP teachers on how they would find a scheduled PLC and the Summer Institute. All of those dates are published well ahead of time, and all of those dates and some information about the standards are also posted there. And then WP schools as well, to information on how to broadcast, how to communicate, and templates that they can use to distribute to their students with their logos at the top are available there too.
Well, it sounds like you have all the details handled, and but don't feel against making a call. There may be some questions not covered, and we want to reach out to you that we can get your questions answered, because it's pretty exciting to get in the system that they have set up. Lots of people are on it.
It's an exciting time.
All right, so thanks for talking with us, Drew. And I'll put the URL on screen for what he just mentioned. For more great stories, visit mobileadvicetv.com. Thank you.